Everyone thought this was the ending. 2 months ago, Sean Diddy Combs was sentenced to 4 years in prison after a massive federal case. The biggest charges didn't stick. No racketeering, no trafficking conviction, just a lesser charge tied to transportation related to illegal activity. For a lot of people, that felt anticlimactic. Like, that's it? But instead of killing the story, that verdict did the opposite. It lit it back up. Because right after that, a Netflix documentary executive produced by his biggest longtime rival dropped out of nowhere and instantly went #1. And almost immediately, viewers noticed something felt off. Not confusing, not boring, just unfinished. And once you hear why, it starts making sense real fast. This documentary, Sean Combs, The Reckoning, was supposed to be everything. Netflix hyped it as a full breakdown. The rise, the power, the allegations, the lawsuits, the deaths that still haunt hip-hop. 4-hour-long episodes. That's all we got. And according to 50 Cent, that wasn't by choice. He's been very clear about one thing. Entire sections were cut. Not trimmed, not softened, fully removed. And here's the key part people keep missing. 50 never said the claims were fake. He never said they were debunked. He said Netflix wouldn't air them. That's not the same thing at all, because platforms don't care about curiosity. They care about liability. And once something crosses into, we can't control this, it's gone. One of those cut topics? Something the internet's been side-eyeing for years. There's been ongoing online chatter about alleged underground tunnels tied to properties connected to Diddy. Let's be clear before the comments explode, these are rumors. Internet speculation, no confirmed public proof, no official documents, nothing that's been verified on record. But here's why people won't let it go. When powerful people live behind gates, walls, and NDAs, silence doesn't shut people up. It makes them spiral. And when a streaming platform decides something is too risky to show, people don't assume it was boring. They assume it was dangerous. Reports claim this topic was among the material Netflix didn't want touching their platform. Not because it was proven, but because it couldn't be cleanly disproven either. And that gray area? That's corporate nightmare fuel. But honestly, the tunnels weren't even the wildest part. The doc also cracks open the question hip-hop has never been able to put down. Tupac. Does the series prove Diddy was responsible for Tupac's death? No, and it never claims that. But it does something almost as explosive. It plays audio from a proffer interview given by Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, where he allegedly describes, in detail, how Tupac's killing went down and claims Diddy was involved behind the scenes. Is that proof? No. Testimony alone doesn't equal guilt. Proffer agreements have limits. Even the documentary acknowledges that. But hearing the audio laid out like that hits different. It doesn't close the case. It reopens the wound. And once you bring deceased icons into the conversation, there's no way to wrap it up neatly. Then, the doc goes one step further. One of the most uncomfortable moments comes from claims made by Kirk Burroughs, a co-founder of Bad Boy Records. Burroughs alleges Biggie didn't want to stay in Los Angeles after Tupac's death. He claims Biggie was nervous, ready to leave, and aware the vibe was bad. According to Burroughs, Diddy allegedly pushed him to stay anyway. Not for safety, not for business, but ego. This isn't an accusation of pulling a trigger, it's something murkier. A claim that bad decisions and recklessness may have put Biggie in harm's way. Again, allegations, claims, not verdicts. But stuff like this doesn't need to convict anyone to be explosive. It messes with history. It reframes legacies. And that's exactly what platforms don't want to deal with. Then there's the part nobody saw coming. Pretrial footage. Apparently, Diddy had someone filming him in New York just days before his arrest. Cameras rolling while his reputation was collapsing in real time. In one clip, he's on the phone talking about needing someone skilled in media manipulation. Someone who understands propaganda. Someone who knows the public is full of possible jurors. That's not denial energy. That's damage control energy. Netflix also made one thing very clear. 50 Cent did not have creative control. He's an executive producer, not the editor. No one was paid to participate. This wasn't, according to them, a personal hit job. And yet, entire storylines were still cut. Why? Because Netflix will air damaging content. They won't air uncontrollable content. And that's where things backfire. Because in 2025, silence doesn't calm people down. It does the opposite. Edits don't feel neutral, cuts feel suspicious. Missing footage feels like confirmation. The internet doesn't wait for official explanations. It fills the gaps instantly. And once that happens, platforms lose control of the narrative. Which brings us back to 50. This wasn't him crashing out. This was strategy. He didn't rant. He didn't deny anything. He didn't say too much. He just said Netflix made him cut it. If you know 50, you know that's not accidental. This beef goes back decades. Diss tracks, industry power plays, public trolling, competing brands. This isn't new. What is new is the timing. After the verdict, after the raids, after the doc drops, and then the flowers. According to 50, Diddy sent him flowers from prison. People online immediately started speculating. Peace offering? Mind games? A warning? Given their history, most people didn't read it as friendly. And that's the point. Nothing about this feels random anymore. Some people say 50's doing this for clout. Others say staying quiet would have looked like co-signing the behavior. 50's response has been simple. Silence would have made it seem like hip-hop was okay with what's being alleged. Either way, this documentary didn't end the feud. It escalated it, because once footage exists, even if it never airs, the power shifts. Platforms can delay stories. They can bury them, but they can't erase them. And that's why this still feels unfinished. The verdict didn't close it. The documentary didn't finish it. And the quiet part is where things usually get messy. Stories like this don't disappear. They move from streaming platforms to courtrooms, from edited episodes to leaked clips, from content to consequences. So ask yourself this. If Netflix really told the whole story, why does it still feel like something's missing? Why is footage still being teased? And why is 50 Cent still talking? This isn't the ending. It's the break before the next drop. And the next part might not be on Netflix at all. Stay tapped in.